right, welcome to Raising Funds for World Domination, day number 277. So for today's update, there is no update on the pending appeal for the Renoviction. Still no additional confirmations or case numbers. There's a couple more block types available in the store. And today, I once again continued work on the next long-form video. I tried to film, there's a couple more scenes that I want to film outside, and I tried to film them today. It's hard because I have to go there, and then I need like sunlight to film in, but as soon as I started filming today, the sun went behind a cloud. So I didn't get that today. Orthoplex 64, how's it going? One's 4 5821 says, howdy do? How's it going? Okay, today we will continue work on the terminal block mining simulation game. Oh yes. So yesterday I did a bit of work in the progress toward refactoring the single player and multiplayer client so I can combine them and make progress on multiplayer support. And yesterday I separated the client server interface class was one class, and I separated that into two different classes, so that way I can kind of trim down the methods and stuff that are not important, and that'll make the refactoring a bit easier. Okay, this works. So I think where I left off was I want to start deleting things in here. Okay, and that, yeah, I tried deleting that, and that was problematic. I think for was it the multiplayer client? Okay, this does not have those endpoints. Reaching out to seniors, hiring managers, recruiters. And getting a job is exhausting. Yep. Life is getting exhausting these days. And we're in the most depressing time of year. Although we are past the darkest day of the year. Every day is going to get brighter from now on. But it's going to get colder for about 2 more weeks. So yeah, I think this was one of the things that was really sticking everything up. these methods here. And I think that comes from this client endpoint. Now I can't remember how that gets called. I may have pulled that off out of its own separate interface. It's like he's reading the Matrix. Once you spend thousands of hours working on something, it's kind of cheating to read your own code. What is the temperature? That is an excellent question. The temperature is 1. Thank you for asking. I assume if I delete that, it'll break it. But I'm also curious, how does it even find these methods? I think the annotation, it means Spring WebSockets will find this, but this is an instance method. And that's why I added this adder method. It's because the client block model context requires this interface, but the interface actually needs the reference to the outer outer object. Look at that. That's my race condition that I need to fix. Now this should theoretically not work. Yes, that's what I expected. Although I guess I didn't expect it there. I guess this should be I'm still kind of confused how it finds this object, because what if there's multiple instances of it? Let's test that. Let's create a second instance. Let's see if it crashes. Nope, no crash. Oh no, I need two of this. I always forget how annotations in Java are convenient, but they make everything more confusing. try and figure out how your application works. Interesting. So it's fine with creating 2 instances of that. Okay, this should be in that world connection class. So per WebSockets connection, there's going to be one of these, one set of these, This was simpler when there was only one session, one player session. So I guess this only has to deal with one connection at a time in this class, because it's the client, or one session object. Thinking about maybe making this require some kind of interface, so that way I can remove this dependency on this, get block model context in here, and then I can delete one variable. That slightly simplifies it, because I have a couple of random setter functions that were causing race conditions. Okay, I think I can remove a dependency on this variable inside the session. I have a duplicate of that class. Alright, it's basically the same. So let's delete the second one. Alright, single player works. And we'll make sure the server still works. Alright, no exceptions. Alright, multiplayer client and server works. Okay, now the point of all that was so I can delete this dependency. Oh man, I always have trouble with this. Ignac. Ignacio Suarez, 9732, says howdy. Do you also have this Canadian thing? Did you pay like 20x the price of electricity at peak? In my apartment here, I pay. I got a pretty good deal. It was for the lease I signed. The cost of electricity is included. I know we do have different. I think it seems to me it was only like a few cents more. It's like 30% more at peak time. Robert, I can't understand nothing, but it's very, very interesting. Excellent. As long as it's interesting, that's what matters, right? Yeah, the deal I have on my apartment here is quite good. It's actually very good. Well, I guess I started renting here 8 years ago. At the time, it was just like market rates. It was like, it was a pretty good deal, but it was market rates. But with inflation, the cost of apartments have gone up like crazy. Fortunately, they're starting to go down a bit, but that's only because like we had a couple of years of just like absolutely insane high immigration for like some unclear reasons. And then the government kind of overdid it, and people were like, nope. And then now they dropped it back to zero. Or I think it's, well, actually, no, I think we still have significantly high immigration, but it's just that so much of our own population is dying off that we're just, we're being replaced. But the overall population is actually going down this year. And because we went from like Canada, like when I was in high school, I remember learning Canada's population was 27 million. But I think now it's like 40 something million. And we were bringing in like, I don't even think our government knows how many people we brought in. It was like 1 million, 1.5 million people a year or something. This guy streams from Montreal. The guy's all geared up in his house. Also starving. The kitchen is electric. Just waiting until end of peak. Huh. Montreal. I guess maybe their electricity situation is different. I've only seen at my last place I paid the bill directly. It wasn't that crazy between peak and off peak. I know they were crazy. I think down in Texas when they had they're crazy like they had some kind of storm or something like there, and like when it goes into like the spot market for electricity or something. I think I remember some people saying like they got charged like $9,000 or something for a few hours of electricity because that was just, it would just went into like an auction system, and then since there was no bid, they just got charged like outrageous. We should get it replaced. We deserve it. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hot topic to debate on the internet. Okay, that might do what I want. Okay. So that's where it's doing the same thing. The natives got replaced too. So we do next. But yeah, but we're replacing, like, we still haven't stopped replacing the natives. So like, we were really mean. And if you look into that history, there is a lot of like the treatment of the Aboriginal was extremely awful. Like the residential schools. Also, if you look up the High Arctic Relocation Project and how they were treated with that. But the problem is, like, we still, like, as an individual, I'm powerless to stop the mistreatment. Like, we still keep mistreating them. So now we bring in more immigration to displace people even further. So the displacement and mistreatment just never stops. There's no way you can vote against it. We just got replaced. In Anatolia, Israelis currently replacing Palestinians. It is just life. But then again, I'd kind of like to, personally, I'd kind of like to live my life. I'd like to have a life before I get replaced. Oh yeah, that's why I did that. Alright, getting closer. Have you considered multi-streaming? Oh yeah, that's people have recommended that for ages. It had been on my to-do list to look into more. I think ideally I'd have more like better equipment for multi-streaming. And I also would need like an endpoint. I think probably I always forget, Streamlabs or Stream Elements. I think Streamlabs. I think I could do it through there, but I might actually have to pay money for it. And at this juncture, the money that it would cost would probably exceed what I would make from it. So yeah, the plan had been to keep doing what I'm doing, make a bunch of money, and then invest in more equipment. But revenue has not. Revenue has been pretty random and kind of on a downward trend. Complexity says about free solutions for multi-streaming. LTM multi designed for exactly this scenario. OBS, it's a single compositor. With separate RTMP outputs. Yeah, the other thing is there's a significant trust consideration with, because I think to multi-stream, I have to give my stream key to the platform. Because like right now to stream to YouTube, to a single stream to YouTube, I just put my stream key in OBS, and then I stream directly. So it's the data goes from me directly from my internet directly to YouTube. But if I multi-stream, what I'm doing is I'm broadcasting the stream from me to the multi-stream endpoint, and then from there they send all the data on my behalf to the different services. But the catch is that I have to give them my broadcast key, and unless I know, really kind of trust these platforms, I don't really want to give my key away, because technically, like if they, it's, whatever that is, it's probably fine. If they were abusing it, they'd probably get shut down fast, or there'd be controversies. But technically, like, they could stream Bitcoin scams at any time if I give them once I give the stream key. Okay, so the multiplayer works. I believe it's a plugin for OBS. Oh, a plugin. Okay, yeah, that was I guess that's been like on the request list for OBS for a long time. Yeah, maybe I could do it. I guess if I do locally multi-stream, yeah, again, that may also have higher hardware requirements. I don't know if I may end up tipping beyond the hardware requirements, depending on, I don't know how much extra load it'll require. And it's also I was thinking about the bandwidth, but yeah, we'll see. It's on my to-do list. I'm gonna focus all my attention on getting the next video done first, and then I guess I have too many priorities after that. Then people have been asking me about to seriously try out AI coding, which I need to do that. And then I'll also just need to output more content. There's a ton of smaller ideas, like for for shorts videos and stuff, that I'd like to put out. .1080p tops. Yeah, I think these are all of these streams are all 1080p. So I think what I'll do is the next thing. I'll make an object with an interface. Yeah, I think I'll just make this thing accept an interface that implements these. And then that object will be instantiated with the context class. So I don't need to request it in here, which means I can remove the dependency. And I can get rid of this variable, which is causing problems, making it complicated. I can delete some setter functions. And then I'll do the same thing in the server thread launcher, which will make this simpler. Yeah, I could just make an interface called like WebSocket session handler, and then the server. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's in. Yeah, this thing can implement an interface. Extends that, implements WebSockets session handler. Oh, but that won't fix my dependency issue. Because the problem I have is to make an instance of this, I need the interface, but the interface also needs an instance to the other class. Let me think. How will I solve that? I guess maybe that all that stuff should not be in the base class. It maybe should be in the thread pool, the thread pool collection class. Well, I'll think about that tomorrow. Yeah, I think I may have to move it into the other class. Into the block manager thread pool collection class. Or maybe not, because this this deals with the raw byte stream, which was if there are multiple, if I have a connection to two different worlds, there's going to have to be two copies of this. Is it a collection of pools, or is it a collection kind of redundant? Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Pool collection. Yeah, I never thought about that. I guess I enjoy my verbose names. Yeah, it's a collection or a pool of threads. That's what I designed it with, but I guess it's kind of just become like it's the top level object. It's like the first. There. Oh, I guess I don't have the word pool in it. Block manager thread collection. Yeah, so it's like the top level object, and it's probably what I'll use. So it's what I use to start off the threads, and it will be the kind of top level thing that I use for like adding and removing connections. Java maxing, yep. That's the new meme, Java maxing. Yeah, a lot of my classes I try to architect them, but then as I start building stuff, I realize it should be changed around. All right, I guess I simplified some things tonight. I guess the next thing I'll try to grind away at is just simplify that depends the session event handler functions on the client and the server. I just like kind of centralize that in a class, maybe that'll reduce code duplication. And maybe if I can figuring out the maybe it should be in a world connection. That probably does make more sense. It would make sense that the world connection object WebSocket's world connection object would be the thing that has that buffer of partially parsed stream, binary stream from the server. I'm seeing 40 character names. Yeah, probably. I got some even longer ones. All right, that'll be it for tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow night for day 278. All right, have a good night, guys.